Hey guys, happy Palm Sunday to you. Every Sunday that passes is just another reminder that we can't meet together, and I miss it. I miss you guys, I miss youth group, I miss meeting as a church, and I long to return to the way things are. I'm glad that we can connect in this way, especially during this Easter season, but I long to return to meeting together as a body, and I hope the same is true for you. I hope you long to meet together again as a Christian group of believers. But until then, we have our readings to celebrate Easter together. Today, our reading is John chapter 15, and it's being done by my very own Jessica.
Hello, everyone. It is so good to be reading for you guys today. I know I miss all of you and seeing all of your faces. I just pray that you guys are holding up okay and, really using this time to connect with those around you, but also, if you're not doing anything and it's a really hard time for you, that's okay. Give yourself some extra grace during this time. Okay, so today's reading, we are doing John chapter 15, verses 9 through 17. So, read along with me. As the Father has loved me, I have also loved you. Remain in my love. If you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you these things so that my joy may be in you and your joy may be complete. This is my command. Love one another as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I do not call you servants anymore, because a servant doesn't know what his master is doing. I have called you friends, because I have made known to you everything I have heard from my Father. You did not choose me, but I chose you. I appointed you to go and produce fruit, and that your fruit should remain, so that wherever you ask the Father in my name, he will give you. This is what I command you. Love one another. Thanks, guys.
Today, chapter 15 is a continuation of Jesus's comments yesterday. Yesterday we talked about how Jesus was encouraging the disciples by describing the unique new relationship they would have with the Father. Today he continues this by describing their relationship by comparing it to a relationship between a vine and a branch. It's a very powerful analogy. And if you think in your own mind, think of a vineyard. Think of a very pristine, the lines of the vines and the grapes held on the trellis. Think of that in your mind and know that maintaining that in real life takes a lot of effort. A farmer must work very hard to make sure that the branches do not fall to the ground. Gravity will pull the plant towards the ground, and that sometimes means that the grapes will touch the ground. So a good farmer will fight against that, cut away unnecessary parts of the plant that are weighing the branch down, and will tie the branch back to the vine on the trellis. In the same way, our relationship with the Lord, we have a tendency to fall away from God. Just like the branch falling away from the vine, we fall away from our relationship with God, even as believers. And Jesus here is saying, look, you must know that I am going to bring you back towards God. That is what is healthiest for you. That's what's going to bear the most fruit when you're closest to me. In the midst of this COVID-19 crisis, we need to know that it's more important we are close to God now than it ever has been before. In a time when it's easy to feel like our lives are not fruitful and not producing anything, especially those of us who are staying home from work and those of us who are not attending school except online, it's more important than ever that we are close to God. Jesus says that's what's healthiest for us. He says that if this is something you're striving for, if closeness with God is something you're striving for, he says, do this, obey my commands. If you love me, you will obey my commands. Jesus then proceeds by describing how the world will not understand our actions. The world will not understand our new relationship with God that we so highly value. Jesus says this. He goes, in the same way they have rejected me, they will reject you. In the same way they have rejected my teachings, they will reject your teachings. This should be encouraging to us, because in the midst of this, we need to know that our relationship with God, closeness with God, is what is most helpful. And that might not make sense to others, especially non-believers. They will not understand why we place so much hope, why we place so much value on maintaining a high relationship with God. Especially in the midst of this crisis. People could say that our hope is misplaced, our prayers are misplaced, but they are wrong. According to Jesus, when they say that, they are not only rejecting us and our beliefs, they are rejecting God himself. Be encouraged. Be hopeful. Know that a close relationship with God, a close relationship with Jesus Christ, it is what is healthiest for us in this season of life, as it is with any season of life. Strive for that today.